Mr. Investor, welcome back to the channel. That's a mean looking cowboy. Today we're going to be talking about major growth ahead for our beloved Nano Dimension and news of their product testing by L3Harris and NASA. My name is Miguel and we look for some big juicy growth stocks. And I believe Nano Dimensions is one of them. Now remember, this is not financial advice, this is for entertainment only. First, let us begin by talking about the industry and the opportunity. Next, we'll talk about the latest news of Nano Dimensions in space. Lastly, some of the juicy catalysts we are waiting for. But before we get into this video, if you're able to click the join button, it's only 99 cents and it really helps me and my brother create content like this. We've also got a Patreon group, look in the description box down below, and it gives you access to my private Discord, where we talk about big tasty stocks and generally have a community feel. But if you're unable to join memberships or Patreon, just you hitting like and clicking subscribe on this video means the world to me. Thank you very much for joining the channel. We love y'all. Let's get into the video. 3D printing. Our world has slowly progressed from times where labor was cheap, everything was handmade, finely handcrafted, but occasionally subjected to human error. Next came an industrial age, where some assembly lines made it quicker for humans to inspect and piece together. And today, we are moving towards an age of fully autonomous robotics, replacing human manual labor with efficient, cheaper, 24/7 machines that can non-stop grind gears all day, every day. And in the future, we will have machines working in unison, autonomously, on one algorithmic system. Now here, we have this machine, the dragonfly. This machine is set to be one of the most disruptive inventions of this century. We are entering into an age of 5G networks, space missions, autonomous electric vehicles. Nano Dimension will be at the forefront of it. Why, you ask? Because Yoav Stern said they will empower mass manufacturing of electrical components and devices, bringing back power and manufacturing to the West. This is no longer just a 3D printed circuit board company. But now Cathie Woods has said Nano Dimension has broadened the view of itself into a 3D printed technology device company. She stated one of the most important things about Nano Dimension's story is their contracts they are winning from defense agencies. We always look for where the defense is putting their money. Nano Dimension's partner L3Harris is constantly winning contracts for defense. Here we can see the US Navy awards L3Harris Technologies $104 million contract for an FA-18 electronic warfare system. And check this out. L3Harris will manufacture and deliver the integrated defensive electronic countermeasures, right? These are jammer systems essentially, and the previous history, they have received more than $2 billion in awards to date from the Naval Air Systems Command. This is for development and production. Imagine $2 billion from one defense body alone. The US Navy been giving them that creamy pie. I mean blueberry pie. And now during the AME Academy, Nano Dimensions hosted this event this year to show us what is to come for additive manufacturing electronics. This was including optical and biosensors to absolutely disrupt the healthcare industry. We are talking about full body monitoring of vital signs, blood pressure, heartbeat, chemicals, and even one day, brain signals. Just like Elon Musk was working on breakthrough technology for the brain, attempting to understand the brain and its mysteries, interfacing with the brain, and engineering with the brain. We are coming into this great electronic age where everything is going to change. The nano silver nanoparticle and development of other material composites will mean the thinnest and smallest electrical devices that we could only dream of are now already being created and being test run in clinical trials. So recently, one of the biggest space and defense giants announced they had successfully created and 3D printed radio frequency communication circuits. Yes, none other than L3Harris. Yes, they have actually sent some of these electrical components to the International Space Station. This is part of an experiment to see if the electrical components are suited to the harsh terrains of space. If this is successful, this is just the beginning. Companies are planning to create satellite defense systems, reconnaissance detection networks, and even space internet structures covering whole global areas. The likes of SpaceX, Amazon, and OneWeb are all battling, but Nano Dimension can be at the very heart of this industry and many, many others. See, they've been working with L3Harris even before its merger, back when it was Harris Corporation. years of business relationship, now going into the next stage. And if we manage to pass this, money is coming, baby. This is only the beginning. The global electric vehicle race is already underway. Could NanoDimension's Dragonfly 3D print electrical components for Tesla? We will have to wait and find out. Let's take a look at today. Oh baby, we roaring, cause yesterday it was a slaughterhouse, baby, but now we back. And we're still off our all-time high of $17.89, but let's take a look at what analysts think. Analysts are rating the stock as neutral right now. Here it states that bloggers are quite bullish still. There's a bullish sentiment around Nano Dimension. The investors over here in tip ranks are also very positive the last 30 days. And we can see in the last quarter, Nano Dimension reported revenues of $1.9 million for the fourth quarter of 2020. This in itself is very positive, as it shows that kind of the economies were recovering, especially over in Asia, because the elephant in the room, C19, was still prevalent in Europe and America. And during interviews, Yoav said he's very surprised, and he's pleasantly surprised, because he thought we were going to get no revenues because of C19, and he expected that this is going to be for the rest of this year until at least the third quarter of 2021. Now, of course, there's loads of other strains of viruses coming out. We can see now they've got a Japanese strain, we now have a Brazilian strain, and Europe and America are currently going into different phases of coming in and out of lockdowns. So what we predicting for sales for this year? It depends. Sales might still be very low, but because of the problems with manufacturing, we're getting lots of our nano services coming through. Some people can't reach their suppliers out in the east, and because of that, this NanoS service can actually make us some good revenue. It's basically guaranteeing quick turnaround for complex, high-performance electrical devices. And from this 2016 white paper report of the 3D printing industry, you can see here that 3D printing will shape the future. ARK Invest believes that production becomes more adaptable and less labor-intensive. ARK estimates that this could grow to 40 billion industry by 2020, but they're stating that in the distant future, 5 to 10 years time, some analysts are expecting $490 billion worth. So what's amazing about the recent news as well is Dr. Arthur Pauella. This guy is a senior scientist for Space and Airborne Systems segment of L3Harris. He stated that the communications system that was sent to the International Space Station went through rigorous testing in order to prepare it for the mission. And now that we're on to the next stage and we've actually got it in a harsh environment in space, the next step is to ultimately build out these nano satellite networks in which they can have a radio frequency communication. A radio frequency communication system that is going to enable them to conveying information such as data, voice and video across long distances. So with the current composite materials that we have created, imagine what is to come in the future and what it will enable us to do in terms of the world of electronics. In terms of institution, across the last quarter of 2020 and 2021, we see everybody entering into the place. Some people buying up to 1 million shares, even more, some of them. As we can see here, Group 1 Trading bought 1.6 million shares. We can also see that the co-founder, Mr. Amit Droror, he still owns 2.5 million shares, so it's good to see that he's holding on to his shares regardless of what the share price jumps to. The last part of this is I want to hear your thoughts and feelings towards Nano Dimension, all the different industries that it can go into, and tell me what you predict for the future in terms of what the share price could jump to in 3 to 5 years time. Tell me your estimates. As always, thank you very much for watching, and if you're able to support my videos, just hit the join button up here. It's only 99 cents a month. You can join absolutely any tier, and I'm super grateful because you help me and my little brother make videos like this. Thank you so much for supporting me. But if you're unable to join the memberships, just you hitting like and clicking subscribe on this video means the world. Thank you so much for watching. Drop me some comments and I'll catch you later. Mr. Invest a Lot over and out, baby.